Okay, welcome back to Celebrity Sports Calls. I'm your host, Harold Bell, and our special guest is Clarence Bighouse Gaines of Winston-Salem State, the late Clarence Bighouse Gaines, and my co-host, Red Auerbach. That picture that you see in front of you, that's me on the far left, that's Earl of Pearl on the far right, holding a cake. It is Clarence Big House Gaines' birthday and Harold Bell's birthday. That's the one thing we had in common. We were born on the same day of the month, May 21st. And we celebrated our birthdays together a couple of times during our relationship. Big Daddy. That's what I called him. We had a great time. That's at my I think I guess celebrity fashion show. That's why you see Earl dressed so great and all everybody around him. We had a celebrity fashion show and Coach Gaines came in for it. And we had a great time. He had a great time. He really supported me. I was just a knucklehead, man. I was going to hell in a hurry. He did his best. Okay, let's go back and listen to this interview with Clarence Big House Gaines and Red Auerbach. I think in this I'll open up asking him, how do you prepare these youngsters coming into college for the rigors of being an athlete and the academic that goes on in that environment? How do you prepare them for that? And Coach also mentions a contribution by Jimmy the Greek. Check this out.
Some young kids coming up today and preparing themselves to go to college. And what would be some of your advice to help prepare them for the rigors of college basketball in the academic world, of course, with Proposition 49,
Well,
48?
I think really Jimmy Greek made came up with a profound statement. He got fired for it, and all he was talking about was genetics. You have to be well born. I mean, Earl Monroe never lifted a weight. Carl was Terry never lifted a weight. They gave him good, strong backgrounds. I think Proposition 48 is good. A lot of people don't agree with it. I think I was just an average person. I took Latin in high school. I learned to read, write, took algebra, geometry. And I think if a kid can learn to play basketball, he can learn the basics. Most of these kids learn the rap songs.
You know something? I actually and honestly feel that the colleges should bring back the freshman rule. I think all freshmen should be ineligible to play varsity ball and put all that time on their studies. And then they can be well rounded and well grounded, and more of them you'll find will get their degrees because of that.
You agree, Coach?
I think so. I think really what they've done, the NCAA has actually done, is that this Proposition 48, you talk about the Proposition 48 casualties, that's nothing but a regret. Goes back to the freshman rule. These kids cannot practice nor play, but they have to prove to themselves and also to the institution that they're there for a purpose. And I think the type of exploitation that they accuse the colleges of, the kids think they're beating somebody, that they're getting over.
You know,
They showed this back in junior high school. They followed it all the way through, and you can't beat anybody.
you know, you know, Big House, what I'd like to do is tell these kids when they come to college that very few, a very small percentage, will make professional basketball. And you've got to keep on those kids how important it is to get their degree. And I don't think enough of that is done. When they give a kid a scholarship, they're more interested in them playing for 1, 2, 3, or the 4 years. But they don't really stress the academics. Sure, they want them eligible, but I want them to graduate. That's the key.
Well, I think all of us. I think probably my proudest moment this year was not winning ball games, but the captain of our team was here, Charlie Spell, my point guard.
Yeah.
Finished with his degree in medical technology and has been accepted to dental school.
That's wonderful.
And when you can point that out to the other kids, that Charlie And if you during the spring, he had to put in his internship in Thomasville, North Carolina, 18 miles away. He had to be at the hospital at 6:30 every morning. Never missed a practice. Made his hours up at a later date for not practicing missed, but games missed. And I think kids can do anything that they want to do. You don't have to pet, you don't have to pamper. And probably the most important thing is that see if they can't come up with a skill that they can market and make a living the rest of their lives. You can't play basketball all your life.
Coach Gaines, definitely like to thank you for taking time out to be here on Celebrity Sports Call with my celebrity co-host, Red Auerbach. Keep on doing the great things that you're doing down in Winston-Salem, and I thank my days and my God for that I encountered you, and you don't lead me down the right path.
Well, you still get those. Just take it easy now, and still ready to not eat too much tonight.
Okay, Coach. Thank you very much.
Okay, that was Coach, the late Coach, the great Coach, Clarence Bighouse Gaines. You know, I got to admit, man, that Winston-Salem saved my life. Clarence Bighouse Gaines saved my life because I was going to hell in a hurry, man. All I went down there for was to play ball. And after I got down there, the Bighouse had his own freshman rule, man. He didn't like for no freshmen starting, man, in football or basketball, man. And I caught hell because I thought I should have been starting my freshman year. They had one guy down there who could outcatch me, and that was my homeboy, a guy by the name of Mickey Robertson. He came out of Armstrong High School, man. He was nothing but the truth. He could put him down and pick him up and catch the ball, and he was amazing. But we had another guy that was on the other side, guy named my man Robert Jackson out of New Jersey. Jack was built like a tight end, wide receiver, but he couldn't catch a cold. But House refused to start me in front of him, man. But Jack was a good athlete. He was a track guy too. But man, I flunked out of there, man, my freshman year, and Bighouse just looked at me and shook his head, you know, and end up my high school coach Dave Brown sent money down for me to go to summer school. And guess where I stayed when I went to summer school? I lived with Bighouse Gaines and Clara and the kids. How about that? Yeah, he looked out for me. He treated me like a son. But hey, man, that's another story for another time. Well, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Bighouse Gaines and Red Auerbach. We'll come back. We're going to come back later with some other great interviews. So stay tuned and don't go too far.